some weeks in sales and in business, you just crush it, and other weeks you don't. What's the reason for that fluctuation? And I think you can solve that with 3 words: volume negates luck. And I don't think that the up and down has really very much to do with your performance in any given week. I think it's to do with low volume, because on the weeks where everything's going right, you end up with big numbers, and the weeks where it's slow and people aren't biting, then you have no numbers. And it seems such a stark contrast because you don't have consistent probabilities occurring. So, basic example, if you're dealing with probabilities in percentages, like 60% of people will close, as an example, that's 6 in 10, that's almost 2 in 3. But the thing is, if you only had 3 people that you spoke to that week and only one of them closed, oh my god, your close rates are halved for the week. But if you actually took 100 calls, now we're talking about one difference, you're talking about 1%. And so, if you are feeling those fluctuations, is it because the volume that you're dealing with is too low? And so by increasing your volume of the actions that you take, you decrease the volatility, so how significant the ups and downs are, and then you come into your true statistics. And so literally, volume has negated luck, and now you are trending much closer to the statistics that you usually see. And this applies to business revenue, sales specifically, results for clients, everything. If your data set is small, then small differences have massive impacts, and it can make drastic changes in your emotions more than anything, which will then change what you do. So sometimes one of the smoothest things you can do to smooth out any emotional highs and lows is do more. So that might be scaling the company more, or if you can do 10 times the output, if there's a way to do that, then do that. And you then might have a more consistent feeling towards what you're doing. So like, as an example for you, a specific example, let's say on average I book 4 appointment setting calls an hour, and let's say we're going slow and those four calls take 4 hours to complete. So it's 5 hours work in total. And out of those 5 people, generally 4 will show up and let's say 2 close. If instead we're doing 50 hours work a week, now we're going to have 20 close instead of 2. And so if we plus or minus a couple, we don't go down to 0, we go down to 48. No, we go down to 18, sorry. We only lose 10% rather than losing everything. Some bad maths there. But that kind of proves the point that you can smooth out any ups and downs by having an increased amount of total volume, so that individual contributions don't mean so much. I know I've just repeated the same thing like 4 times, just needed to make it clear. There you go, those are my thoughts for the day. Have a great one.